2-3, day 3. We're going to start by jumping right into type 3 of our multi-step equations. There is no essential question for this lesson because it's a continuation of 2-3, day 1 and 2. So our first equation is x minus 5 divided by 2 equals 3. I'll draw my train tracks, and then I'll circle my couple. My couple is whatever is paired with my x, so it's my minus 5. If x minus 5 is my couple, that means 2 is my third wheel. To get rid of the 2, I look at what operation is happening in the problem right now. I see a line above the 2, so that means divide. I have to do the opposite, which is timesing by 2, timesing by 2. These 2's will cancel, and I'm left with x minus 5 on the left and 6 on the right, because 3 times 2 is 6. Now to get x alone, I just do the opposite of minus 5, which is plus 5 to both sides. These make 0, so x equals 11. Second example, 9 plus x divided by negative 5 equals negative 7. Train tracks. This time my couple is 9 plus x. To get rid of the negative 5, I look at the line above it which says divide, so the opposite would be multiply by negative 5. Negative 5's cancel, I'm left with 9 plus x equals negative 7 times negative 5 is positive 35. Now to get x alone, I have to get rid of the 9. The 9, since there's nothing in front of it, is positive, so that means I have to subtract. 9 and negative 9 make 0. I'm left with x equals 26. Two more. 5 minus x divided by 3 equals 7. Circle my couple, which is the 5 minus x. Get rid of my third wheel, the 3 by timesing. Times both sides by 3. These cancel. Left with 5 minus x. 3 times 7 is 21. Now to get x alone, I have to get rid of the 5. The 5 is positive, so I can subtract it from both sides, making 0 there. 21 minus 5 is 16. Now here's a problem with this one. We aren't done yet, and that's because our x is negative. When you're done solving an equation, your variable cannot be negative. So here is how we make it positive. Hopefully you know that if you have a variable without a number in front of it, it's the same as 1. Now to get rid of that negative 1, it's the same as negative 1 times x, so break up your couple. Divide both sides by negative 1, and you're left with x equals 16 divided by negative 1 is negative 16. So that one, rather than a 2-step, is actually a 3-step. 4 equals 2 minus 3x divided by 5. Draw your train tracks. All right, this time I'm going to circle my couple, which this one time I have a number next to my 3 and that 2 up there also. I'll just circle the whole thing as my couple for right now. Then we'll break it down later. To get rid of my third wheel, the 5, I times by both on both sides. 4 times 5 is 20. These cancel, so I'm left with 2 minus 3x. Now if I ask you who your couple is a second time, hopefully you'll circle the negative 3x. Get rid of the third wheel, which is the 2. 2 is positive, so subtract 2 on both sides. Bring down the negative 3x. 20 minus 2 is 18. Break up your couple by dividing both sides by negative 3. And you're left with x equals 18 divided by negative 3 is negative 6. Last page. These are a little bit different. So if you look at the first one, it says find 3 consecutive integers with a sum of 57? Well, first of all, before we start solving, we have to talk about a couple of these words. The word consecutive means in a row. The word integer is numbers and their opposites. So -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and so on, both directions. Okay, so if it tells me to find 3 integers with a sum of 57, sum is telling me to add. So 1, 2, 3 numbers, if I add them together, should give me a sum or a total of 57. Now here are some examples of consecutive integers, so numbers in a row. 2, 3, and 4 are in a row. 5, 6, and 7 are in a row. 20, 21, and 22 are in a row. 50, 51, and 52 are in a row. So now I'm going to guess and check using a calculator to figure out 3 in a row that give me 57. So if in my calculator I'm just going to pick 3 numbers. I'll try 15 plus 16 plus 17. That gave me 48, so I'm a little short. So I'm going to increase my first number by 1. So let's try 16, 17, and 18. 51, still a little short. 17 plus 18 plus 19. 54, one more. 18 plus 19 plus 20 gave me 57. 18, 19, and 20, total 57, and they're in a row. They are consecutive integers. Second example says find 3 consecutive odd integers with a sum of 117. So I still have 3 numbers that need to total 117, but this time I need them to be odd. So consecutive odds would be like 1, 3, and 5, 11, 13, 15, 31, 33, 35, and so on. So this time I've got 117, so I need to start a little bit bigger than I did last time. Let's try 41 plus 43 plus 45. 129, pretty close but a little bit big. Let's jump down to 39 plus 41 plus 43. 123, still a little big. 37 plus 39 plus 41 gave me 117. And again, you will want a calculator when you're doing this. Don't try and do it by hand. Find a calculator. You can use one on the test and quiz for this chapter. Last example. Find 3 consecutive integers with a sum of -159. So we're back to just consecutive integers, no odds anymore. But this time my answer has to be negative. I think the easiest thing to do is add up numbers, make a positive 159, and then just put the negative signs in front. So let's start with, we needed 117 last time, and we started with 37, so we need to start with something bigger this time to make -159. Let's try 50. And remember, this isn't odds, they're just consecutive. So I'll try 50 plus 51 plus 52. 153, so a little bit small. We'll start with 52 plus 53 plus 54, and that gave me 159. So 52, 53, and 54. The only problem is my answer needs to be negative, so I've got to put negative signs in front of all 3 of those numbers. Summary: to solve a 2-step equation, your homework is pages 93 through 95, numbers 5 through 6, 9 through 10, 19 to 22, and 26 to 29.